time zone, it's me, DjDoubleT, here and existing with some more Dreambound because I have to catch up a little bit on a bunch of things, and this is one of them. So, when last we left off in Dreambound story, we found out, for spoilers, if anybody's ever gonna play this, let's say this here right now. You have like 5 seconds before I start to continue the storyline, but we found out that Crow is not August. Crow is some being that's taking the form of August, and it seems that Noah is falling in love with with Crow, but Crow's not even real, and there's still like a murderer out there that just like killed the girl that was kidnapped, kind of, or into like the dream, and yeah, now we're back to here in the past again, I believe. Seems like it, at least. Noah's eyes shot open to the sound of his alarm blaring through his room. He sat up quite slowly, stretching out his shoulders before hopping to his feet. Oh, also, right. See, this is what happens. Sometimes whenever I start things, I totally forget what else I wanted to say. Like, thank you everybody for helping me reach 400 followers on Twitch. I really appreciate it. I can't believe that, like, you know, we're there. It's like sooner or later we're gonna get to the 500 milestone. Then you're get to 1,000. And 1,000 I'm kind of scared of, but also get to 500. But that's a whole other thing. But yeah, I just want to stop by and say thank you. Hi Mari, how's it going? And also thank you Flip for being the last person for that 400. Anyways, after washing his face and brushing his teeth, he put his uniform on and slipped into his shoes. He couldn't help but catch his reflection in the mirror, cheeks red as he thought about the night before, the way August had kissed him with only the stars in the sky to witness it. I asked, how are you, Mari? How am I meant to face him? He buried his face in his hands with a groan, knowing full well that he had little choice in the matter. Even if he skipped school today, that couldn't go on forever. Eventually, he would have to face the fact that he and August had indeed kissed and both agreed to date. Hi, we got Kronos. How do you even date? What am I supposed to do? Every thought was making the heat in his face increase until his cheeks were burning hot. Fortunately, he had the solution. Noah pulled out his phone once again, answering a text from Kane. He'd sent another dumb meme that got a chuckle out of him before he switched over to his trusty internet search. What do you do while dating? However, the results only made everything worse. He slid his phone into his pocket with a sigh before leaving the room. Huh, finally up, are you? Yeah, I'm leaving now. Wait a second! Noah's mom rushed out towards him from the kitchen so fast he couldn't help but flinch. I was having a chat with your father. Did you know the CEO of his company has a daughter about your age? No. I didn't know that. Does this have anything to do with me? Ooh, okay. Wait, like farming for all those like materials? Mind your tone, mister. We were thinking that it might be a good idea to introduce the two of you. I'm sure she's far out of your league, but... eh. Huh? I'm not interested. Dear, don't be like that. It'll be great for your father if you make a good first impression. It's not my job to get him a raise. He can work it out himself. Noah. There you are, Asher. Tell your brothers to be a little bit more respectful, please. Well, you could always introduce me instead. Oh, that's wild. I think I need like 31 more bits of the important stuff, and then we're good. Other than that, yeah, I'm actually glad like new update allows you to look at things for future characters and then refarm their items. Because like I don't look at it ahead of time, but because like the game now lets you do it, I did a little bit of it. I think I have a few good items, but not too great of items. Oh, Asher, don't be silly. Noah took that as his cue to leave, quickly turned around and opened the front door, ignoring his mother's protest from behind. No, my name will be mine. Well, look who the cat dragged in. I wouldn't have been so held up if my mom wasn't trying to marry me off to some stranger. What? You heard me. I heard you, but what the hell do you mean? She wanted to introduce me to my dad's boss's daughter or something. What kind of arena? Like, we doing rock paper scissors? We doing kickball? We doing handball? We doing tetherball? Dude, you really are going to get married off. I'm not. I'm not. You are. You'll be in one of those loveless marriages that are just for status. Hey, if you get bored, I don't mind being your piece on the side. What? I'm not getting married. And I absolutely am not having you as a piece on the side. Kane laughed, jabbing Noah in the ribs with his elbow as he did so. I could wear a little maid dress. Would that help? You're gonna make me sick. Stop it. Boo. You're no fun. Did you know that? I only want to marry for love. I don't even care if my family cuts me off. I'm not gonna marry whoever they tell me to. Aww, you're such a romantic, aren't you? Shut up, dude. They continued further down the mountain. August seemed to have already gone on ahead this morning, which Noah was thankful for. I wish I could stand up to my parents like you do. Nobody go into finance or law or something. Yuck. Noah's eyes went down the familiar track, following the downwards curve. It seemed much more different during the day. We walked down here last night. Then we kissed. It's like they don't care that I don't want to be stuffed in some boring government job for the rest of my life. We actually kissed. God, we really, actually kissed. There's so much more out there to do in the world. I don't want to be like them, rotting away in an office that looks exactly the same as every other one. Now he's my boyfriend? Dude, are you even listening? Huh? Lucy, say what? What? Huh. Sorry, I was just, thinking about something. What's in your mind? Oh, it's nothing. It's nothing, don't worry about it. Makes me even more curious. Come on, tell. There's nothing to tell. You only make that stupid face when you're hiding something. You can't tell anyone, okay? No one at school and definitely not my family. Why would I tell you anything? Tell anyone anything? You can trust me, you know that. Want a pinky promise on it? God, maybe I shouldn't tell you. August and I kissed last night. But yeah, anyway, God, what kind of arena are we dealing in? Kane? This is a good thing, isn't it? That's what you wanted? Yeah? I'm happy for you, Noah. You don't think I'm weird? Oh, you're plenty weird, but that has nothing to do with this. We love friendships like that. Really, I'm happy for you. August is great. Yeah, he is. Though he smiled, the atmosphere between them was decidedly awkward. Kane looked away as he spoke. After some time had passed, without another word said between them, they arrived at the bottom of the mountain, the place where the rocky ground turned into a normal street. Imagine just living, and like in your backyard is just a mountain. I don't know, I feel like the mountains would scare me a little bit. It's too eerily peaceful. You hear like the caw. A few cars sat on the roadside here, while others made their way up and down. The street through there wasn't much traffic. Well, though there wasn't much traffic in the early morning hours like this. It was a sleepy town that Noah had often wondered about. His parents could have lived anywhere, so why here? Still, if he had only had one thing to be thankful to them for, it was their decision to live here, that had led him to his best friend, Kane, and now to August. Hey, Noah. Yeah? Does this have something to do with why your parents don't like August? Yeah, unfortunately. So, this has all been going on for a while. I... I guess it has been a while. From the start? Thanks for telling me. You could have told me a long time ago, though. I didn't know how you'd react if you just hate me. How could I ever hate you? You know me better than that. Even if you hated me, even if you cursed me out and told me you to leave you alone, I'd be there. Blinking much? Just a little. Thanks, Kane. There's nothing to thank me for. Come on, we better go in. They approached the school gates, where a certain orange-haired boy stood. He waved to Noah when their eyes met, which almost made him flinch away. Shit. Forgot all about him after what happened with August. Dread settled in the pit of his stomach as he desperately tried to think of any way to avoid Luca. But there was no way Noah and Kane went to walk past him when he jumped out in front of the pair. Hello, Inari. Noah? Wait, Noah. How do I say Noah in a British accent? Noah? Oh, and your friend too. What was your name again? Kale? Kane. Ah, Kane, that's right. That's right. Did your friend have a good birthday? Noah's eyes shifted to the ground. You'll have to send me a link for it, Inari. Like, you gotta show me what it is. Noah's eyes shifted to the ground. Yeah. Yay, I can't wait to hear all about it. Oh gosh, this act's gonna be all over the point. Hey, wait. Hey, we should hang after school sometime. Oh, this act's gonna be everywhere. Oof. We gotta go, or we'll be late. You should in too. Oh, don't let me keep you. Bye bye, Noah. He waved over dramatically as Kane took hold of Noah's arm and led him inside the classroom. What was up with that? What was what? That kid, he totally froze up. Did something happen? I don't want to worry him. It's my problem to deal with. It's nothing major. It's just some art stuff. You'd tell me if it was, wouldn't you? Of course I would. Alright. Already sitting promptly at his desk was August, leaning back in his chair. He's facing out the window, watching the trees and the mountains sway back and forth in the wind. Oh, thanks, Inari. Yeah, it kind of happened. Because, like, I mean, apparently I was like at 399, and then a few hours ago, I hit the 400. It'll probably change because, you know, some kind of random bot account will, like, disappear. But who knows? It's only up from here. When he turned to face Noah, it almost seemed to be in slow motion. He smiled brightly, lighting up the entire room with such a small action. Noah raised his hand mechanically, in a way that only vaguely resembled a wave as they passed one another by. Like a robot, but with beet red cheeks, he walked over to his desk and sat down. It only took 30 seconds, sorry. I don't know why I read seconds and minutes. Clearly those aren't even the same words. It only took 30 seconds for a piece of paper to hit him on the back of the head. He looked down to the floor where the note had landed and quickly retrieved it. You couldn't be more obvious, idiot. Noah turned around and glared at Kane, who just grinned widely back. God, telling him was a serious mistake, wasn't it? The bell rang shortly after. The lesson was of little interest to Noah. How could he be interested in something like English when the August that had kissed him just last night was sitting so close? He fidgeted with his pencil against the paper, scribbling red and dark lines against the otherwise clean page. Miss Rose's voice seemed to fade away into the distance as she continued her monotonous reading from the textbook. I can still see those lips kissing mine. all I can think about. Go away, stupid thoughts, go away. Noah watched August out of the corner of his eye, both desperate to make eye contact with them and desperate not to. His heart pounded in his chest and his stomach tightened uncomfortably. He tried to distract himself by drawing random doodles on the side of the sheet, but found it didn't help in the slightest. It felt as though that lesson went on forever, and when the bell finally rung, Noah jumped to his feet and left the room with a speed even Kane didn't realize he had. I'm such a coward. What am I meant to say? What am I meant to say to him now? I just gotta hide from him for a little while. I'll face him soon. Definitely soon. Of course, he wasn't exactly sure where he could hide from August, but his feet seemed to carry him in a certain direction that gave him an idea. The roof. Some people talk about sneaking up there sometimes, don't they? I don't think August would think to look for me there. Sorry, August. Noah finally looked up in the ground, just in time to bump into someone. She tumbled backwards slightly, only just catching herself before she fell over. She looked over at Noah with a frown on her face. Her hair was long and dyed pink. Noah was surprised that the school would even allow that. She was quite small and petite and definitely eye-catching, but the frown on her face seemed out of place. Watch it! Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to. She did walking past him, ignoring his words totally and completely. The only thing she left behind was the slight floral scent of her perfume. Whatever. Blue skies spread out far above Noah as opened the door that led to the roof. I think it means to say as he opened the door that led to the roof. It was a beautiful sight. Clear skies as far as the eyes could see, and the mountains that surrounded the town in every direction were no different. The green trees that littered the mountainside swayed back and forth gently in the breeze. Noah could imagine their leaves rustling loudly with each movement. No one else had ventured onto the rooftop so far, which made sense, seeing as Noah had sped up there. With a sigh, he collapsed against the wall, sliding down into the ground and completely ignoring the seats that were around. Why'd they put the seats up here anyway if we're not supposed to come up here? Nothing else to do, and far too much time and space to think. Noah pulled up his notebook and pulled a pencil out of his pocket. Can I draw? Something to keep my mind off everything. Absentmindedly, he started with what he could see. The sprawling mountains which dominated the horizon like a giant beast. He drew a few more lines and then stopped for a moment. I'll have to give this to Luca. Can't have anything happen to August. I won't let anything happen to him. I wish I never went to that stupid art club. He froze as the sound of the door squeaking on its rusty hinges came from behind him. There you are! August. I almost thought I was going to be a teacher. Is this better or worse? Why did you run off so quickly? August took a few steps towards Noah before sitting down beside him. Where their shoulders touched, Noah could feel an immense heat. I didn't run off. You definitely did. I just wanted some fresh air. You were totally avoiding me. No, You were too. You laughed a lighthearted and happy laugh that just made Noah feel guilty for avoiding someone so. Perfect. Do you not want to spend time with me that badly? August pouted. Though the expression seemed more to tease than anything else, not that Noah could have noticed. He instantly floundered to explain himself. It's not that. I really want to spend time with you. Noah's eyes found the ground. I'm nervous. August laid his head on Noah's shoulder, causing his tired body to stiffen up in panic. About what? Oh, okay. I won't tease you anymore. I promise. He laughed again, like a perfect spring breeze. Noah couldn't help but smile as well, despite the heat in his cheeks. To be honest, I was so nervous about today. I didn't even sleep last night. So, I understand. What? You always look so calm and collected. I would never have guessed. I wish I was always calm and collected. With a gentle smile, August rested his head against the wall and looked at the sky. A few clouds lazily crawled across the giant blue expanse as the sun beat down on the pair. Clouds look so comfortable, don't you think? I've never really thought about it. Noah's eyes followed August as he let out the breath he didn't even realize he was holding. I know they're not, but they seem so fluffy. Like, I could take a nap on them and just drift away for the afternoon. August's head found Noah's shoulder again. This time he didn't pretend to pout or try to tease the black-haired boy. He just rested. This is pretty comfortable, though. Wait, maybe this is even better. He's on my shoulder. He's so close. God, he's so close. His shoulder felt much heavier than it actually was, and his heart beat loudly in his chest, so loudly that he prayed that August wouldn't hear it. Thank you for my birthday gift yesterday, Noah. I love it. Dad loves it too. It's no problem. I'm glad you like it. And thank you for kissing me too. Hey. Sorry, I did say I would stop teasing you, didn't I? If it's from you, it's okay. No muttered below his breath, but a laugh still escaped August's lips. What were you doing up here anyway? Scribbling mostly. Can I see? Ooh. Noah held out his sketchbook to August, who took it in hand readily. His eyes widened in amazement as he looked between Noah's drawing and the world beyond it. This is beautiful, Noah. This isn't a scribble. You think? It's nothing special. Everything you do is special. You really have worked so hard to get this good, haven't you? I guess so. I want to try drawing too. But maybe that's a little lame of me. First I pick up photography because of my dad, and drawing because of you. It's like I can't find my own hobbies. I think it's cool that you try out all kinds of things. All I do is stuff like this. If I was that good at something, I think it would be all I did too. Can I ask you something? Nervousness crept up Noah. Where's my water, by the way? Water. I think I want water real quick. I think it's in my backpack. I think. Did I put it in there? I think so. Wait, what are you guys all up to at the moment anyways? Dance? Do you wanna dance? Nervousness crept over Noah. Of course. Do you want to go do something together tomorrow after school? Tomorrow? Yeah, I want to. I mean, I'd be cool with that. Maybe we could see a movie or something? It's the opening night of this new film I wanted to see. I'm just asking, is this a date? If it's okay with you. It is. Yeah. Cool. At some point or another, their hands had found each other, their fingers interlocked, and they held tight as they leaned against the wall. They stared at each other in silence. Neither one spoke, neither moved. They only watched as time slowly passed by them. A moment in time frozen in its entirety, as if trying to preserve every detail. It honestly felt as if time had stopped, and Noah almost wished it had. He wished he could just stay in this moment with himself, August in the wide blue sky forever. Slowly but surely, the two boys leaned in towards each other until their foreheads touched. As August gently closed his eyes, so did Noah. And before either boy realized what was happening, their lips met. No, can't do both voices at once for like the maybe just using my regular voice is fine. Like whoops, back. They jumped at record speed at the sound of the bell. As the sound of the bell rang clearly through the air. I guess we should go. We should. I mean, we should. Neither could look at the other directly as the pair retreated back into the hallway below. Oh, this just gets more and more interesting, doesn't it? How about you shut up before I shut you up? Kane? As August and Noah emerged into the hallway that led to their classroom, they noticed that the hall was completely empty, already apart from two people stood in the corner. Kane gripped Luca by the collar, practically choking him as he snarled angrily. But when he heard Noah's concerned voice, his head whipped around with a look of surprise on it. Noah? August? Is everything okay? It's nothing. Don't worry about it. Kane might let go of Luca's collar, which caused an exaggerated sigh to escape his lips. Oh, you're such a meanie, Kane. Oh, I just wanted to chat for a while. I can't believe you'd be so cruel. What did I ever do to you, huh? He sniffled, wiping away tears from the corners of his eyes. No. August stepped forward, a conciliatory smile on his face. I'm sure this is just a misunderstanding. I would bet that Kane wasn't trying to hurt you or argue. He's incredibly kind. He sure wasn't acting very kind. He was being a total jerk. I was so scared. I didn't realize he was so nasty. Luca wiped a few tears from his eyes, then smiled. But you seem pretty nice at least. Hey, are you August? Oh, yes, I am. And you are? I'm Luca. I'm Noah's friend. And I guess I'm Kane's enemy. It's nice to meet you. Hey, did you know? Got to get us away from here. But Luca could say anything further into the trio. Kane grabbed them both by the arm and started marching them towards their classroom. Aw, don't you want to stay and chat? Luca pouted. Oh, well, that's too bad. But I guess the bell did ring already. I wouldn't want you to be late for class, so I'll let it slide for now. Bye-bye, you three. Hey. He ripped his arm free of Kane's grasp. At long last, then looked at him questioningly. What was all that about? It's nothing. It doesn't matter. We can talk about it later. Let's just get to class first. It was a rare occurrence to see Kane even annoyed about something. By that moment, he looked furious. Kane seemed to keep the same look on his face the entire rest of the day, which only confused Noah further. What happened? What has Luca got up his sleeve now? Still, not even Luca could put a damper on Noah's spirit. At that moment, the thought of a date with August left him giddy in the stomach. If Noah had to say if luck was real or not, he would say it definitely was, and that he was born with none of it. If there was a 50-50 chance of something, he'd always lose. If his life was a board game, then Noah would have been bankrupt before the first time he sat down at the table. Right now, he thought that was perfectly okay. He'd give up a lifetime of luck if it meant it all went towards ending up with someone like August. Luck. Isn't it fun? The trio walked on in silence. Kane didn't seem as if he wanted to talk about what happened, and neither August nor Noah wanted to ask. See you guys later. Have a nice weekend, Kane. Yeah, you too. Kane was the first to leave. Noah and August stared after him for a moment, worry written plain on their faces. I'm worried about him. Me too. And I don't think it's right to just let him leave by himself after all that. I'm going to catch up with him. Wait, I can... It's okay. I'll see you tomorrow, Noah. August rushed off after Kane before Noah could even move to follow him. What's going on with you, Kane? You're finally home, dear. Wrong voice. Ah, you're finally home, dear. I wanted to talk to you. God, this should be good. Since you're between tutors at the moment, and I know you have important tests coming up, Ash has offered to help you study. Be nice to know. You can say thank you to your brother instead. He even invited his friend over for extra assistance. Assistance, sure. More like he's brought in backup to harass me even more. Fine. Be a little more appreciative, Noah. Yeah, right. Noah made his way to his bedroom, both surprised and alarmed to find the door already slightly ajar. Well, look who the cat dragged in. Asher sat down at Noah's table with a few textbooks laid out across the surface, as well as his own tech notebook. It looked like he was studying himself more than anything. Did you touch my stuff? Noah instantly frowned at him, but Asher simply scoffed in return. I touched your floor, your table. Got a problem with that? You know that's not what I meant. Why would I touch your shit? Great question. I'd love to know too, seeing as you dumped my art books in the river just the other day. Asher smirked. That was an accident. Remember? Whatever. Noah went to sit on the edge of his bed as he realized that someone was lying on it. A book on his face, snoring softly. This is the friend? Yeah, looks like he's doing a lot of studying. Ruben, wake up. Sorry, continue. Ruben. And he continues some more. Ruben, I've accidentally broke the spine on the book you've lent me. Oh, this guy. You what? Willie sat up. The book that was resting on his face falling into his lap. That's my favorite book. Just kidding. You're such an asshole. With that sorted, he laid back down and picked up his book once again. That's my bed. It's comfortable. Thank you. You must be Noah. Aren't you guys supposed to be helping with my study? I'm sitting here to make Mom happy, but I'm not helping you. I have my own work to do. Him? He's reading, obviously. You should help him, Asher. He doesn't need my help. He's one of those gifted kids that never needs to study. I study all the time. You could just work together. Or he could just do my homework for me if that would make me happy. It wouldn't. Don't be lazy. Lazy, right. Coming from you. I'm not lazy. I'm just taking my time with life. Noah stood awkwardly like a stranger in his own room while the other two bickered back and forth like a married couple. He briefly wondered if he should just leave and go to Kane's house, but a loud knock at the door stopped him in his tracks. How's the studying going? Fine, Mom. You don't need to check in on us. I'll make sure Noah actually studies for once. I study all the time. I don't need a tutor. Still being unthankful, I see. Well, I brought you some snacks to help. Ruben jumped up from the bed. Faster than Noah thought the man would be able to move. So far, we've seen more like a sloth than anything else. With a smile, he took the food from their mother's hands and brought it over to the table. Thanks, man. This will help a lot. Don't let them slow down either, Ruben. Don't let them slow you down either, Ruben. You must have to do so much extra study without any parents, dear. Man, why is everybody in this family, like, petty and rude? Mom. What? I'm just saying. We're busy, alright? Asher. Why don't we go get some drinks to go with these snacks? Asher jumped to his feet and ushered his mother out of the room, shooting an apologetic glance back at Ruben. The silence that followed was far worse than dealing with Asher's annoying voice. Noah shuffled back and forth in place, uncomfortable with the thought of being alone with someone he didn't know yet, let alone that person being one of Asher's friends. Sorry about my mom. Ruben picked up his book again with a shrug. She's not wrong. How do I get out of this situation? There's nowhere to go. Not seeing a way to avoid the issue, Noah simply put down his backpack, pulled out his workbooks and his sketchbooks, and sat down at his table. He took a peek at the textbooks Asher had left lying open. Mom did want him to be a doctor or something, didn't she? This looks hard. Don't you think it looks like a different language? Ruben's voice carried over from Noah's bed. He still didn't look away from his book, which he picked back up the moment Asher had left the room with his mom. Kinda, it seems hard. Sometimes I just enjoy listening to like the background music of things. Anyway, sorry. I don't see the point in reading a book if you're just going to hate it the entire time. And Asher definitely hates those books. Didn't he tell you that? Wait, did he tell you that? I can just tell. How can you tell anything that's happening past your book? Noah flipped through his sketchbook, trying to distract himself with his drawings as much as possible. His sketch from earlier that day of the mountains around school was the last thing he'd drawn, and the first thing in the last couple of days. He'd definitely been distracted. If I clean this up, maybe I could try painting, and I can give this to Luca. I don't want to give him anything, but can't let him hurt August. Did you draw that? Noah jumped in his place, spooked like a startled deer at the sudden sound of Ruben's voice behind him, and left the bed and instead sat at Noah's side, gazing down at his sketch. Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. But did you? Yeah. Can I take a look? Noah's hands was hesitant as he handed the book over to Ruben for multiple reasons. Being in front of Asher's, there was no telling what exactly he would do with it. Plus, the last time he gave it to someone, he made the mistake of giving Luca enough to blackmail him with. Ruben flipped through the pages, his brow almost furrowed in concentration. He took his time pausing on some images and lingering longer on others. Eventually, he handed it back. You're really good. Thanks. Asher did tell me you were good at art, but I didn't realize you were that good. He said that about me? Yeah, he talks about you sometimes. Noah winced. That was never a good thing. Not bad things about your art or about your studies. Lots of things. Huh? Da, 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 da. That doesn't like him. What do you mean? Asher doesn't have anything nice to say about me. And if he does, then he's lying. He chucked all of my older art books into the river for fun. He berates me, he harasses me, he ruins my stuff. It makes my day, like, horrendous and just tough. He always talks down to me about my studies, about my art, so I don't believe for a second he would say anything nice about me to you. Noah stopped in a huff, instantly regretting everything he just said. I mean... That true? He did all of that? Yeah, he hates me. So he lied to me then. Ruben's face was completely neutral and calm as he replied to Noah. For some reason, despite the way Asher treated him, he suddenly felt slightly guilty. I don't know. All I know is that he doesn't like me. Sorry about what happened to your art books. That's not cool. Yeah, thanks. The door to the room opened once again, and Asher came back in with 2 drinks in his hands. He put them down on the table, pushing one glass slightly closer to Ruben. You didn't get one for Noah? I'm not his personal servant. He can get his own drink. Sorry, I gotta go. Huh? I thought you were staying over here. I'll text you. Ruben collected his book and slung a backpack over his shoulder before quickly retreating out of the room. Wait, Ruben. What did you do? Asher's eyes narrowed and his forehead furrowed as he glared at Noah. Why is it my fault? I didn't do anything. Whatever. Asher scooped up all of his books and raced out of the door, chasing after Ruben. What's their problem? Outside, the sun had just set. Its fading rays that had shone through the windows were now completely gone. Noah's eyes traveled to the windows across from his, where the blinds were drawn. It had started raining at some point. The drops of water pattered against his window steadily. It wasn't that late, yet Noah felt like he wanted to sleep right away. Even if that meant missing dinner, he just wanted Samara to come already. He'd never been on a date before. He hadn't even had much of a crush on anyone else before August. No one else had ever caught his attention or made him interested enough to pursue them. No one except for August. He sat on his bed, squeezing a pillow to his chest in a tight hug as he thought about everything that had happened today. August and I are dating now. Everything with Luca, and those dreams. With everything else that had happened in the last few days, he hadn't had time to actually sit down and think about what happened. I went into someone's dream. A dream. How? Why? Have I got superpowers or something? Tap, tap, tap. Straining his ears, Noah heard a quiet tapping at his window. He jumped to his feet and rushed towards it, opening it quietly but quickly. August? But instead of seeing August, as he had hoped and expected, someone else sat by the outside of his window. Kane? Wait, Kane? What are you doing out there? It's a long story. I was just wondering, can I come in? Of course you can. Thanks. I like how Kane's always holding that jacket, but it's because like there's no extra drawing of things, so it's like always the same thing. Which I find funny. It's like, haha, we're holding on to this is all I got. No step to the side. Letting Kane climb in his window. Just the window, you know? Nothing wrong with that. He climbed the tree that grew by the side of the house with so much ease. Noah couldn't help but feel slightly not jealous. He trailed water in, and he looked to be completely drenched. Not the wet waters. Oh no. I mean, this guy's like walking in the rain. I wonder what happened to him. Ba-da-da-da-da. Has he been out in the rain all night? I hope I haven't gotten the carpet too wet. It's fine. Do you think I care about the carpet right now? Maybe you won't, but your mom will. I can invent some sort of excuse. I'm going to guess you don't want her to know you came here since you didn't use the front door. You'd guess right. I'm not really in the mood to talk to anybody right now. Apart from me. You're special. Right. Noah felt a strange jump in his stomach at those words, a jump that confused him. There was no reason to feel happy about that, yet he still did for some reason. Seriously though, what happened? You look terrible. Well, thanks. Softly, Kane laughed. I knew I could always rely on you to pick me up. Anytime. Can I stay here tonight? Please? Kane's voice sounded strained and desperate. Alright. Of course, you can stay here. Thanks. I'm guessing you don't want me to go out and get the spare mattress for my mom. No. Don't tell anyone I'm here, please. Just please. What's going on? He was strange at school and he's even stranger now. Alright. Alright. Sure. Now close the window, locking it up tightly. I'll sleep on the floor. It's no problem. What? Don't be stupid, you can use my bed. Is that really alright? Why wouldn't it be? Well, it's just, you know, you are dating somebody now. And? That doesn't change anything between us, you're still my best friend. I'm sure August would understand. You don't think he's the jealous type? If he was, I wouldn't like him so much. Yeah, that's true. Then if you don't mind. Without another word, Kane crawled into Noah's bed, leaving the black-haired boy standing in his room confused. Unsure of what else to do in the situation, Noah turned the light off and crawled into bed beside him, facing the ceiling. Neither of them spoke for some time. Kane lay there quietly, hugging his knees with his arms around his legs. Noah had no idea if he'd fallen asleep already. I really think that Kane actually, is, a best friend, but also I feel like it's more than that. He'd nearly fallen asleep himself when a quiet voice came from the darkness beside him. Hey, Noah. Would you be my friend even if I was a bad person? What? Noah couldn't see Kane's expression. He faced away, but his voice sounded strained, like he was barely holding on. You're not a bad person, Kane. But even if you were, I'd still be your friend no matter what. I want to ask him about Luca, but pressing it would be just admitting that Luca had something on me. Do you ever feel like you're completely alone in the world? Noah took a deep breath, feeling the weight of Kane's words. Sometimes, I guess. We have each other, don't we? Yeah, I guess so. Come on, we have each other. Friends. Friendship is powerful, right? And sometimes that's all we can have in this world, are the friends around us, you know? I don't know what I would do without you, Noah. Well, I'm not going anywhere. Hopefully you're not either. Silence hung heavy in the air, broken only by the sound of their breathing and the occasional rustle of the sheets. The tapping of rain on the window filled the room, the sound somehow comforting in its familiarity. Noah turned his head to look at Kane, who was already looking back at him. His eyes held both sadness and an emotion Noah couldn't quite place. Kane? Oh wait, Kane? Was there something going on? Noah waited for a response, but none came. Kane's breathing remained steady, and even as his eyes moved away. You don't have to tell me now, of course. I don't want to be pushy. But I am here for you, you know? Thanks, Noah. Noah nodded, feeling a sense of relief that Kane wasn't shutting him out completely. I swear there used to be nothing we didn't tell each other. And now look at us. We both have secrets and we both know it. Rain continued to tap against the window pane, the sound now accompanied by the distant rumble of thunder. The room was dark, save for the occasional flag of lightning illuminating the place. the space. Noah couldn't quite put his finger on what had changed, but he felt a distance growing between them. It was as though Kane had built a wall around himself, and Noah didn't know how to tear it down. He wanted to help his friend, but he didn't know how to reach him. What can I say? There's so much I haven't told you either. Maybe I'm the one with the walls. My parents are getting divorced. What? I'm sorry, Kane. I didn't realize. Neither did I, not until today. It happened so suddenly. Just the other day, everything was... well, it wasn't fine. My dad's been absent for ages, but my mother and I, we were getting along all right. We were okay. But my dad cheated on her, tossed her aside like she was nothing. Oh shit, that's fucked up. My mom was beside herself when she found out, but Dad, he didn't even try to make up excuses. He was so cold about it. It was kind of, I don't know, unnerving. It was like he didn't care. Mom, meanwhile, he took a deep breath, and Noah didn't have to ask how his mom took the news. I think Mom will probably wind up keeping the house. Dad didn't sound interested in trying to fight a legal battle. He's wealthy enough. He probably doesn't need to worry about it. I wouldn't be surprised if he moved away. Right, I see. And what about you? Naturally, I'm going to stay here. I don't want to leave you. It's just, this whole thing has made me wonder, is love really worth it? Does love even exist at all? Are all people just going through the motions pretending love means something when it doesn't? I know my mom loved me, and she adored my dad. I don't think he adored her, though. Maybe he did once when they were younger, but that would have been a while ago. I would have moved on, but my mom, she never did. At the end of the day, is that what love really is? Is it waiting for the person you care about most in the world to leave you behind? Noah felt a lump form in his throat. He was never good with these kinds of conversations or situations. He didn't know what to say to make everything feel better. Even though he knew full well that nothing he could say would make everything better. I think. Love can be messy, but if you find the right person, then it can be real. You can't give up on something just because it might end one day. Kane looked at Noah, searching his face for something. Noah couldn't tell if it was acceptance or skepticism, but he hoped he was getting through to his friend. But what if it's already ended and you're holding on to something that isn't there anymore? Then maybe it's time to let go and move on. I'm really sorry about your mom and dad, but maybe they'll be happier this way. Yeah. I know you're right. I'm sorry, I'm just scared, I guess. I'm scared. Being alone. It's just, this happened and then lots of other things happened too, and feels like I'm being buried alive on my own. I get that. But you're not on your own. I'll always be there. Here. Kane's voice was quiet when he finally responded. I hope so. The rain continued to tap against the window pane, the room filled with a heavy silence. Noah wasn't sure what else to say, but soon enough Kane rolled over, unwilling to speak any further, and Noah decided to do the same. As his consciousness drifted away, the distant rumble of thunder echoed through the room, a somber reminder of the weight of Kane's words and the uncertainty of the future. Just the light shining in from his window is what finally awoke Noah from his slumber. He rolled over and checked his phone. 8 a.m. God, I was really tired. Morning, Kane. Silence followed. Kane? Noah rolled over the other way, finding the spot in bed beside him empty. Huh, guess he left. I did sleep in. Still, usually he'd just wake me up. Well, I better get up before I'm late for school. Noah stretched as he hopped out of bed, feeling a twinge of guilt about seeing Kane off. Their conversation from the night prior played through his mind. It's fine. I'll check up on him once I get to school. He quickly threw on his uniform and rushed out of the room. If he's quick, he wouldn't be late. There you are, Noah. Sorry, I gotta go. Anything about the thing we talked about yesterday? I'm going to be late. Noah slung his backpack over his shoulder, hand on the doorknob. After school! Bye. Noah arrived at school just as the bell rang. His eyes went around the classroom. Every seat was filled minus his own and Kane's. He relined over to August's desk quickly before Miss Rose appeared. Have you seen Kane? August shook his head. He hasn't turned up. Whoops. Do you think something's wrong? I don't know. He was at my house last night, but he left before I woke up. August's face was clouded with worry. Should we postpone the thing we were going to do later? We could go over and check on him instead. He might just need some time. Maybe he's dealing with things with his parents. No, I think he just needs some space. I think he's having some family troubles. Alright, I'll send him a text anyway. Oh, by the way, I'm going to the optometrist during lunch, so I can't walk home with you today, but we'll still meet up near home later. Noah nodded, though he was excited for his date. He couldn't help but feel anxiety welling up inside of him. About what exactly, he wasn't sure. Something just didn't feel right. Sorry, I need to stretch. 1 second. Oh, stretching. August? Yeah? Exams are coming up soon. Do you want to study together? August's face lit up with a smile. Yeah. The day passed in a blur. Noah stared out of the window, watching the sun rise to the sky and pass overhead without truly being present. His mind kept wandering, lost in thought. August left during lunch, and soon enough, the final bell rang. It was time for him to walk home alone. Something about the lack of both Kane and August made him feel hollow inside. He'd always been a solitary person. He hadn't had a single friend before Kane, and that didn't bother him. But now, the silence felt especially empty. Whew, my nose. 1 second, guys. He gathered up his books and slid them into his backpack before lifting it over his shoulder and leaving the room. At some point, a storm had rolled in. Wait 1 second. I'm gonna see. At some point, a storm had rolled in, and rain turned the usually drier track of the mountain into a slippery mess. Noah took each step with caution, mindful of his footing as he ascended the steep path to his home. The wind howled and the thunder roared, creating a deafening chorus that echoed through the streets. The trees. Not the streets. These aren't no streets. It was sunny earlier. Noah shuddered both from the cold and from the unease that settled deep within him. It's something that had stuck with him since the previous day when he saw Kane and Luca together. He pressed on, determined to make it home before he got well and truly drenched. As he climbed higher, the storm seemed to intensify. The wind picked up, sending raindrops whipping against his face closed, lightning flashed, illuminating the path ahead of him in brief bursts of light. Don't tell me this is how we're gonna jump to seeing August actually, like, passing. The weather gets bad and things go wrong. Finally, he reached his front door, breathing heavily and soaked to the bone. He fumbled with his keys, his fingers numb from the cold before finally unlocking the door and stepping inside. The warmth of the house enveloped him, and he let out a sigh of relief. But that warmth didn't last long. There you are, Noah. You're dripping water everywhere. Go get a towel and come back down here quickly, please. Noah's eyes went to his mother, who was sitting with one leg crossed over the other, his father sitting beside her. And filling up the rest of the lounge were 4 other people, 2 of whom he'd never met, an adult man with close-cropped hair and a neat suit, and a woman in a black dress that came down to her knees. But what made his stomach drop were the 2 people he did recognize. Luca turned around and waved soundlessly, his mouth curved into a smile that reminded Noah of a snake. Sitting near to him was a girl with long pink hair. Noah recognized her from school. Noah, don't stand there gawking, dear. I'll go talk to him for a moment. She excused herself from the group and quickly grabbed Noah by the arm and pulled him into his bedroom. What's going on? Who are they? That, Noah, is your father's boss and his family. Really, dry yourself off and let's go back up downstairs. Noah pulled his phone out of his pocket and checked the time. It wasn't long until he was meant to meet up with August. No, I'm going out with Kane. I can't. This is important. You are not going out anywhere. Yes, I am. I've already organized to meet up with him. His mother pulled his phone out of his hand, slipping it into her pocket. Hey. Not everything is always about you. For once, please just put in some effort for your family. Give that back. No. You have it back if you behave downstairs. Until I leave. At least let me send a text first. No. And if you think to leave before we're done, then forget ever seeing Kane in the future. Do you understand? She turned around and left the room, leaving Noah fuming in his anger as he dried out his clothes. It's fine. It's okay. I'm sure they'll leave soon, then I can go. Somewhat damp, but much less sopping wet. Noah stepped back out of his bedroom, closing the door behind him, and entering the living room. And I must say, what a lovely house you 2 have. I'm very impressed. Ah, this must be Noah. Listen to me the voice for that. The dark glare from his parents forced a smile to his face. Hi, it's nice to meet you. Yay, Noah, I'm so happy to see you. Oh, you 2 know each other. We're actually really good friends, right, Noah? Yeah, the best of friends. I hope our Noah hasn't caused you any trouble then. Hey. Actually, he's been so helpful. I've improved so much because of him. Wow, he's just so good at everything. You know, I've improved so much because of him. Wow, he's so good at everything. If he mentions that stupid art club, I'm going to kill him. There was a twinkle in Luca's eyes that said he knew full well that Noah wouldn't want his family to know. Noah clamped his mouth shut. Looks like they didn't force Asher to be here. Why me? Huh, that's great. Seems your son has had just as much dedication and drive as you. 2 men laughed, their wives giggling off to the side. It feels so fake. It's all fake. Dad wants a promotion, and his boss knows this is all about. It's all just theater. But I don't believe Noah and Rosamie have been introduced, have they? His mother looked towards him. No, I don't think so. Apart from bumping into her at school. With a smile that didn't look anything like the glare he'd seen on her face the last time they had met, Rosamie glanced toward him. It's nice to meet you, Noah. I've seen you around at school before, but we're in different classes. Her voice was silky and smooth, and her clothes were crease-free. Her makeup was done to perfection, and every lack of hair sat where it should. In short, calling her perfect probably wouldn't be an understatement. I'm surprised they'd let her dye it. I've heard about your good grades, Noah. I'm very impressed. What do you intend to do after you finish high school? He didn't need to look towards his parents to feel their piercing stare. Oh dear. I just want my phone back. I plan to go to university and study business or law. God, I can't think of anything worse. Very nice. I'm sure you'll do well with either. You just need to give up that art and you'll be quite the catch, huh? Luca smirked at him, whereas Rosamie seemed to drop her facade for a moment as she rolled her eyes. The rest of the adults laughed, all laughed, as if he told the funniest joke. And just a joke to all of you. Ringing sound came from beyond in the kitchen, and Noah's mother jumped to her feet. The turkey's finished. Shall we prepare for dinner? No. Noah, why don't you give Rosamie a tour of the house while I set the table? That would be lovely. Thank you. She smiled perfectly at Noah. Everything about her seemed like that exact and perfect. Why me? Sure. Noah looked outside the window. The sun was already moving quickly, though the storm-ridden sky and the time to meet August was approaching. Damn it. I wish I could tell him. I don't want him waiting out in the storm. Just a little more, then I can go. Luca pouted as the pair left without him. Noah wasn't sure about this Rosamie, but leaving behind Luca was a good thing at least. With a smile, she followed behind him as he showed her the various rooms of the house. She made small talk every now and then, but didn't say anything about outside of compliments while they were in earshot with their parents. I guess I can show you my room. Leave the door open, Noah. This is my room, I guess. I don't really know why you would want to see it, though. Because I don't want to see it. She rolled her eyes. What happened to the nice girl act? Don't flatter yourself. I'm here because my dad wants me to be. That's it. I'm not interested in marrying you, or whatever. Good, because I don't want to marry you either. Noah sat down on his desk chair, spinning around once for good measure. Rosamie sat on the edge of his bed with a sigh, her head in her hands. How about we make a deal? A deal? I was forcing you to be here, right? Is that obvious? Extremely. Play along and pretend we were dating. What? No, why would I? To get your parents off your back. I plan to leave this stupid backwater town at the end of the year, but I can't exactly do that if my parents cut me off now. So why don't we help each other? You're already dating someone, right? Yeah. You can use me as covers to see them. Huh, I guess it's not a bad idea. I have to tell August about it, of course. What about you? You're already dating someone? No, there's someone I like though. Why go to so much trouble? Why not tell him you want to marry him instead? Because it's not a him, idiot. Noah blinked a few times in surprise. Now you have dirt on me. Can I trust you? Yeah, fine. You got a deal. Rain and wind battered against the window as the sun began its descent from the sky. Then cover for me right now. I need to get out of here, and I need my phone for my mom. Fine, but you owe me a favor, alright? This won't be easy. Deal. Stay here. I have an idea. There you are. Did you enjoy the tour? Where's Noah? It was extremely lovely, ma'am. Noah's really such a good host. He actually went to lay down. He said he wasn't feeling well. Oh. Well, I hope he treated you well. Actually, if it's okay with you, I really wanted to give Noah my number, but he said he didn't have his phone. That's my Rosamie. Always a forward thinker. Oh, of course. Could I trouble you to take this to Noah then? Rosamie smiled, her face angelic. I'll go give it to him and make sure he feels okay. Should I take some food to him? Rosamie, dear, you really will make such a great wife, a perfect wife. Here, you can take this in too. With a plate of food and Noah's phone in hand, Rosamie turned away from the group with a smirk on her face. Before she could leave the room, Lucas had stood in her way, blocking her. You're lying. Move out of the way, loser. I'll tell Mom. I don't know what you're talking about. If you don't want me to, if you don't want me to, then tell Noah that he owes me some art by tomorrow. Rosemary scoffed, and then sidestepped around Luca with annoyance. Rosemary dangled the phone in front of Noah before dropping it into his hands. He looked at it in amazement for a moment. You can start thanking me now. I think I'm more afraid of you than anything else. Good. I gave you a cover for the night. You probably don't want to leave by the front door, though. Oh, and I put my number in there in case you need me to cover for you. Just don't forget you're part of the deal. I won't. Good. Noah instantly found August's contact and typed a message apologizing and explaining what happened. He quickly added that they could go out tomorrow instead, seeing as the weather was so bad. Oh, Luca wanted me to tell you something. The fact that Noah froze up didn't escape Rosemary. So, he got something on you, huh? Yeah, unfortunately. She told me about herself. I guess I can trust her. I have a boyfriend. Her eyes instantly narrowed. He's a little snake. Sorry about him. He said to bring in the art by tomorrow. Whatever that means. Yeah, fine. Every moment he didn't receive a text in reply, Noah felt more and more anxious, not able to sit still a moment longer. Noah opened up his window, wind and water whipping him in the face. You might want to take an umbrella. I don't even know if that would help. Still, Noah picked up his backpack as well as an umbrella as he took a step out of his window. Good luck out there. The storm had only gotten worse since he had left school, and the wind howled like a chorus of banshees. He could barely see through the rain, and he felt the chill of dampness seeping into his clothes once again. The umbrella lasted only a couple of minutes before the wind broke it, rendering it useless. Noah sighed and tossed it aside, knowing there was no use in trying to fix it now. I'll come back for it later. He trudged down the steep mountain path, his shoes slipping on the wet rocks beneath his feet. He was cautious, but he couldn't stop thinking about how dangerous what he was doing was. There wasn't much choice, though. August still hadn't replied, and it was at least an hour after when they were meant to meet, if he was out in the storm waiting. Interesting. Noah pushed forward, the water running down around his feet, making the already slippery path even more treacherous. He stumbled a few times, nearly falling, but managed to keep his balance. The roar of the storm drowned out all other sound, making it impossible to hear anything beyond the howling wind. Where are you, August? As he continued down the path, he couldn't help but feel a sense of unease. He was alone in the storm, with nothing but the sound of the wind and rain to keep him company. The darkness of the storm made it hard to see anything beyond the immediate surroundings, and the cold dampness made him shiver. His heart sank as he reached the bottom of the mountain path. I must have missed him, or maybe he went home and went to sleep. I should have checked his house first. The sound of overflowing river could be heard even through the storm, as Noah turned back around, peering into the darkness. He couldn't help but shiver as the cold chilled him down to the bone. He shouted August's name, but the sound was lost in the chaos of the storm. Noah checked his phone again, but there was still nothing. Noah retraced his steps. Step, step, step. Of the mountain path, his heart pounding with worry. He kept his eyes peeled, scanning the surroundings for any sign of August. The rain had slowed down a bit, but the wind was still just as fierce, whipping his hair around his face. The darkness pressed in around him, threatening to swallow him up entirely. He always thought of this mountain like home. It was inviting, it was warm, it was filled with life and light. Right now it seemed more like a tomb, filled with endless tunnels that you would be lost in forever. For long he'd struggled all the way back up the path. There was no sign of August, no matter where he looked. He stared back down the mountain. Should I check again? No, I'm sure he's just back at home already. He's being stupid. Even telling himself that, though he felt an uneasiness deep in his body as he slowly found his way back home. Checking that no one was peeking out at him, he climbed back in his window, wet and cold from the freezing rain. Noah stared at the room across from his. The curtains were shut tight, and the lights were off. Guess he's asleep. I'll really have to apologize tomorrow. He crawled into bed, shivering, and drifted off to sleep after sending one final apology to August. His dreams were quiet for a time, until they weren't. He saw hands reaching for him, a storm, someone calling out his name, someone left alone in pain. Then he woke up. Noah's eyes opened with a start, and he quickly sat up as his heart beat fast and hard and fast in his chest. For some reason, he felt completely sick to his stomach, anxious as if he had to stand in front of a class and give a presentation. He looked at the clock. It was still only 6:30 a.m. Desperate to escape the strange feeling and unable to sleep anymore, he hopped out of bed, got dressed, and made his way to the living room. His mother was busy in the kitchen, and his father was sitting down and drinking a coffee before work. Even Asher was sitting on the couch, mindlessly scrolling down some social media site on his phone. Everything was quiet, much too quiet. Morning. Noah's father pulled up the newspaper he was reading even further, ignoring him. Asher, on the other hand, looked away, awkwardly cleared his throat, then left the room. E? E, enemy god? Morning, dear. Breakfast? Yeah, thanks. Now finally remembering the previous night, pulled out his phone. There was a single response from August, but he did have nearly 10 missed calls from Kane. Maybe he hasn't woken up yet. For long, Noah was faced with a full plate of breakfast. He ate it slowly. Just, yes, E. But why E? Just like, is this the old like thing about E? Like E. Oh, my back. For long, Noah was faced with a full plate of breakfast. He ate it slowly. He usually skipped breakfast, but he felt especially hungry today. Just today. Today only is the hunger, you know? The feeling of dread in his stomach was like a weight pulling him down, and he couldn't shake it off. He kept glancing at his phone, hoping for a message from August, but there was still nothing. You shouldn't play with your phone while you eat, Noah. It's rude. Okay, I won't question it. Sorry, my bad. Waiting for a text from a friend. He hasn't responded to me, and I'm getting worried. Noah's mother made a face before turning around to finish cooking. What? How's school? You have finals coming up, don't you? It's fine. I'm about my friend. How about Kane? Is he well? He's alright. Mom, do you... At the time already. Dear me, I better go. Mom! Is there something you know? Dear, just concentrate on school for now. I'll tell you once your finals are over. Tell me what? What do you know about August? We told you not to spend time with him anymore, Noah. You can only blame yourself for this. Mother sighed before sitting down on the kitchen table, staring down into her cup of tea. August's father came over yesterday to find you, late last night. Hmm. We told him to leave, seeing as you weren't unwell. You should have woke me up. What do you want? August was in an accident yesterday, and he probably won't make it. He felt as if the ground had to open up beneath Noah. Color faded from the world as he dropped his fork to his plate and looked towards his mother with wide eyes. What? No, no, you're lying. You're lying just to stop me from seeing him. I'm not lying, Noah. Jeez. G? Okay, you're gonna say egg? Are you gonna say about ego? Just G. I'm not lying, Noah. You have to be. Hmm. You have to take me to see him right now. Noah skipped his phone up and quickly dialed Kane's number. It didn't even ring though. It went straight to voicemail. Not today. Your father has work, and I'm going out with my friends. What the fuck are you saying? August is lying in some hospital, and you only care about yourselves. Watch your language when you speak to your mother. No, I won't. You two only care about yourselves and your stupid image. I hate you both. I hate you both so much. Just G. More G's. Okay. Oh, there we go. Letting go of that ego. I knew it. I knew it was an ego. One day, when the two of you die, I hope you're completely alone. Don't expect me to be there. Oh, wow. Matt rushed out of the front door, slamming it violently as tears streamed down his cheeks. The sky was clear. The storm was gone. Go away. I don't want to deal with you right now. Where are you going? The hospital. I don't care if you tell Mom. I'm going anyway. Asher held up his finger. On it spun a key on a silver keychain. The key to their father's new car. How about a lift? You're just trying to trick me. Are you fully prepared? Once he had a serious expression on his face. I don't give a shit about you. It doesn't mean I tried to trick you when your friend is lying in a hospital bed. He shrugged. You do the same for me. I hope. Well, Dad will be furious. Eh, I'm going back to camp soon anyway. The brother slipped into the car, and Noah wiped at the tears on his face, but it did little to help. Wait, are you sure? Wait, is like how's like compared? Oh, which like are you gonna use? Rob event like code? Wait, what does it do again? Dry was silent. Asher had nothing to say to Noah, and Noah felt the same about Asher. Yet, he still felt an appreciation in his heart that he'd never give voice to. Can you remind me what it does for like effects? Oh, okay. Oh. Hmm. Interesting, okay. Soon enough, the looming hospital sat in the distance, and Asher pulled up a street away. For what it's worth, I hope he's alright. Thanks. I hope Dad doesn't kill you. He grinned lopsidedly, then pulled back onto the road, heading back to the way he came. Noah ran now. He ran as if his life depended on it. He ran as if this was his final chance. He ran as if he could save August. I'm alright, Nampy. How are you? Also, Nampy, um, things are getting a little doomed in the BL's quarter. The hospital corridors were busy, people rushing around in scrubs and white coats. Noah felt like he was in a dream, everything blurry and unfocused except for the desperation in his heart. People sat around coughing and spluttering in the waiting room, while two receptionists sat behind the front desk. Noah rushed up to them, out of breath, and they looked at him in worry. I'm here. I'm here to see August. August? The receptionist pulled the young lady aside and said something quietly to her, before she turned back around to speak to Noah. I'm sorry. Are you family? No, I'm... We can't let anyone but family in at the moment. But he's... Noah! Noah's head whipped around to see August's dad. He'd never heard a voice so tinged with pain or seen a face so puffy and streaked with tears. He didn't say a word, perhaps he didn't need to. Jasper simply reached for Noah and embraced him in a tight hug. When Noah could finally speak, his voice was weak. It sounded like someone else entirely. Tell me it's not true. Tell me it's all a lie. August's father didn't have an answer. His head fell to Noah's shoulder as quiet sobs escaped his throat. Yes, but we don't call it that. We just say BL. August, August, he loved you so much. He did. If it wasn't for the big arms around him, Noah would have fallen to his knees. Noah wasn't a religious person, but he found himself praying that he'd wound up in another dream, and that when he woke up, this nightmare would be gone. August would be there, smiling like sunshine. But this was reality, and Noah was beginning to learn that reality was cruel and unforgiving. Noah couldn't bring himself to ask any more questions, to hear any more details. He just stood there, frozen in time, unable to comprehend what had happened. After what felt like an eternity, Jasper slowly released his hold on Noah and looked at him with red, puffy eyes. You can see him if you want to, but I think it would be better if you keep the image you have of him in your heart. Noah. But Mappy, how are you though? Kane looked down to the ground. He looked just as tired as August's father. It looked like neither one slept last night. Are you gonna go Betty bye-bye soon? Or what's gonna happen? Oop. You got sick. Wait, Neb, you got sick again? How many times do you get sick? I feel like you get sick like often, you know? I tried to. I tried to call you, but my phone went flat. Kids? Wait, kids? What kids got you sick? Wait, the dogs get you sick? How? Wait, wait, but what kids? Where are these kids coming from? Oh, wait, Neb, I thought you worked at like I don't know why, but I remember you worked at like a convenience store. So that's why I ask. No one could get in contact with you. Your mom wouldn't let me in. Wouldn't let anyone to see you last night or this morning. Sir, could we speak to you for a moment? Of course. Of course, yes. Noah's left face to face with Cain. Neither boy knew what to say. Oh, but wait, have you just been like changing jobs constantly, Nappy? Or is it just like you're doing multiple jobs at once? Neither boy knew what to say to the other to make everything okay once again. What happened? What happened? Kane frowned, face scrunched up in pain. Well, so nothing wrong with being like a multi-expert. Oh, okay. Well, that's not bad. The storm last night. August was out in it for some reason. It was a slippery and dark. It was slippery and dark. The river was overflowing. Do you know rocket science, Nappy? Like enough of that for it? It's all my fault. Noah dropped to the ground. Tick, tick, tick. A clock ticked somewhere in the background. Time went forward whether Noah wanted it to or not. Time in which he existed but August didn't. Time in which he let August die in a hospital bed while he lay sleeping at home peacefully. Welcome back from ads. Kane dropped down to one knee, but whatever he was trying to say to Noah was lost in the abyss. Guilt weighed on him as if tied to his ankles. He was drowning in an ocean of regret and sin with no way out. He didn't deserve a way out. Not after what he'd done. It should have been me. Noah, listen to me. I should have died. Not him. Not someone like him. The room was silent. Noah's becoming used to silence. Every morning his mother would bang on his door, then there would be silence. At night she would beg him to eat, and then there was silence. Noah stared at the wall. It was no different than any other time. Yet he studied it intently. He felt nothing, yet he felt everything. He was numb and hollow, yet filled with the pain that was worse than any he'd ever felt before. He was suffocating, yet here he was, living, breathing. He saw August's smile. He heard August's laugh. He felt August's presence, and yet whenever he turned to see the boy, he wasn't there. Noah's phone sat on his bedside table, drained of power. He didn't care about charging it. The only person he wanted to speak to was gone, and he was tired of Kane texting. A knock sounded at his door, and his mother appeared. Alright. Alrighty. I think this is actually a good stopping point for like story-wise. Like the death has happened, the tea has dropped, drama, like a lot of pauses, and also my throat is kind of dying. It's cold, and I also just need a reset. Kind of relax my throat, and then I'll be back again at some point. But thank you to those who came for some Dreambound from Mari, Nampy, Anime God Kronos, and Nari. And Lord and Nari. And anybody else who came by. I really appreciate it. And thank you again for the 400. And sooner or later we'll keep going up and up. And we'll, you know. And if you see this on YouTube, thank you for watching. And if you want to see me live, feel free to come to Twitch. But for now, let's see if there's somebody I can drop you guys off to. Right, I should just use the PC stuff. Unless I get to like actually do this thing like early on, because I don't. let's see, channel, click pause. I'll drop you guys off at Zoto. We love Zoto. Zoto is somebody that I know a little bit from my friends, and okay, did I spell his name right? Sometimes I forget. Okay, no, it's this one. But yeah, I'll drop you guys off at Zoto. I am going to hop off for the night. It's a little short stream today, but I'll be back at some point, and you'll see me again at some point in time. DjDoubleT, out and about, and deuces. Have a good time zone.